There we go. Now we're live. All right. Well, welcome to KPC and welcome here to Sunday meditation. And nice to see you again, too. um, so, before we get started, let's just take a minute to remember our motivation for being here and set our intention for being here. Um, we always want to start with our motivation and intention and create that compassionate intention um, that whatever we do here today creates benefit in our lives and the lives of all beings. So let's just take a minute to do that now together. So, our motivation is really important because it determines the direction of our actions. So, when we do anything here, whether we're starting a practice or doing meditation or listening to a Dharma talk or reading a Dharma book, we always start with establishing our motivation and the compassionate wish to then, expand that virtue or that merit of doing that Dharma activity to all beings and the idea or wish to free all beings from suffering. So the meditation that we're doing today is shamatha meditation, and the text we'll be referring to is from our teacher Jetsama, her book Stabilizing the Mind. So it just goes over like the basic principles of creating more spaciousness in our mind and using shamatha meditation for that. So meditation is, it's kind of everywhere now. We see it in the wellness industry. We see it like in the workplace or in schools. But what's the real point of meditation? And it is really to create that spaciousness in our mind to help create a more relaxed and calm mind, yet more, yet wakeful and alert. So we think of just all the demands of our modern life, all the distractions and the potential for distractions. It's really, meditation really gives us a moment for our mind to rest, like truly rest. And that's so important in everything that we do. It helps us with our emotions. It helps us create a pause before our reactions. So creating that spaciousness in our mind really gives us kind of a buffer to everything that's coming at us in our life. And so it's really essential that we weave that the aspect of meditation into our life. It doesn't always have to be this like formal sit down practice, but moments that we can take that pause and focus in on the breath, and before we say the thing we want to say or jump into action, it creates that spaciousness, reinforcing that spaciousness in our mind again and again. It's also the first step in developing bodhicitta, which that word means the compassionate wish to free all beings from suffering. So coming from that space as well. So we'll take a comfortable seat. So if you're sitting on the floor or sitting in a chair, that's fine. We traditionally do the hands in our lap with the right hand over the left with our thumbs touching and in our lap. Or if it's more comfortable for you or in a chair, you can also put your hands on your thighs like this. But the main point is just really keeping our spine straight. So we don't want to be like hunched over on ourselves or too rigid. But our spine is straight and our body's relaxed. Our shoulders are open, our elbows are open, and we're just going to breathe naturally. We're not trying to count our breath or have our breath be, too rigid. We're just trying to breathe normally. And we're going to just rest our gaze with our eyes remaining open, rest our gaze downward, almost like we're drawing a line from the bridge of our nose, extending out, and picking a place on that line to rest our gaze. So we're not trying to intently stare at something on the floor. It's just more like a relaxed gaze. And also just keeping just our mouth like just a little bit open. So by doing that, we can do our tongue, the tip of our tongue on the back of our teeth. And so it just keeps a very relaxed mouth as well as we breathe. And we're not trying to control our breath. We're just observing our breath, and our attention is on our breath, but it's a very, very thin attention, like a gossamer thin attention on our breath. So our attention is like a feather, and it's gently riding on the surface of our breath. So if any thoughts come in, which they will, we can imagine the thoughts coming in with the inhale, but then also we just letting them go with the exhale. So, and if we keep having thoughts, again, we can return again and again to the breath, returning again and again to our breath. So just letting our thoughts drop. If we have a really difficult time doing this, we can imagine we're literally picking up the thoughts and throwing them away, or we're cutting the thoughts and tossing them out. So if that helps, a little visualization helps with that. If the thoughts are very persistent. Also, if you find yourself, you're gazing downward and you're getting pretty tired, you can raise your gaze a little bit, and that lets more light into your eyes. So it actually keeps the mind more, attentive. And then if you're finding that your mind is all over the place, monkey mind, distracted, lowering your gaze, again, lets less light in the eye and naturally has the mind to be a little bit more relaxed. So we will let's start with 5 minutes and get my little timer out here. And let's do, I just realized we didn't do our opening prayers here. So I actually want to do that, and then we'll go straight into the meditation. So if you open your sheet here, getting ahead of myself this morning. So we'll do this. I'll put this up on the screen, and then we'll go right into the meditation. Let's see, is that showing? There we go. So we'll do this 3 times together, and it's in Tibetan, but hi, welcome. Dara, do you mind passing them a sheet if you want? Okay. So it's in Tibetan, but if you can read along or just try to chant along with us. So we'll start. Organ yogi nu chamsam Pemage sarumpola Yasan shogi nu jumne Pemajune shisudra Koryu kandro mampokor Keki jesu dagjuki Jinjilop shir sheksu sol Guru pema siddhihun Organ yogi nu chamsan Pemage sarumpola Yasan shogi no drumne Pemajune shesudra Koryu kandro mampokor Keki jesu dagdruki Chinjilop shir sheksu sol Guru pema siddhihun Organ yogi nu chamsam Pemage sarumpola Yasan shogi no drumne Pemajune shisudra Koryu kandro mampokor Keki jesu dagdruki Chinjilop shir sheksu sol Guru pema siddhihun. Okay, so we will now just go into our 5-minute meditation. I gave a little bit of instruction earlier, but once we do a little 5-minute, then I'll can talk more a little before the next one. So let's do. Okay. And if you are new to meditation, it's totally great and fine to even start with like 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, and keep building our meditation to the point where we are finding that we can have a relaxed and spacious mind for longer periods of time again and again. So we can keep increasing that. And we definitely don't need, I say this a lot, but we don't need to be like a meditation hero and come in and sit down for an hour, straight for our first time. So that probably won't go as planned. Might feel very distracted. Okay, so let's do 5 minutes together. Here we go, starting now. Okay. So just stretch. Sip of water. So again, our attention is returning again and again to our breath. Sometimes you might do meditation where your focus is on something else. So maybe it's like a candle, or a stone or a statue, or something like um, even throughout your day. So sometimes, like if you're in your car and you just want a moment to focus in on your breath and a moment of meditation, you can even rest your attention on your steering wheel. Um, rest your attention if you're waiting in line, um, on something that's not moving, and just have that moment where you check in with your breath or what you're looking at, and just have a moment of spaciousness in your mind and a moment to become present with yourself and create that spaciousness in your mind. So trying to have these moments where meditation doesn't feel so foreign to us. We kind of weave it through our life and through our day. So we're going to try another sit. And I think we'll do one a little longer and then a shorter one to finish. That feels good to everyone. And also too, you might, as you're sitting, you might also feel like body sensations. So sometimes when I sit still, I'm like, oh my gosh, my eyes feel dry, my throat feels dry, like my shoulders feel stiff, whatever that is too. So, you know, those things will just naturally come up, and then we can again take that as an opportunity to return to our breath again and again. So, okay, let's just turn to the breath and see if we can do it. So, all right. Okay. So we'll do a longer one. We'll do 10 minutes, and then we'll do a short one to finish. So again, our spine is straight up. We have our hands in our lap, right over left, shoulders back, elbows back. We're breathing just normally, straight spine, and our eyes are remaining in. If we feel very distracted, we can raise our gaze, we can lower our gaze to have less light in our eye. If we're feeling very sleepy, raise our gaze up to let more light into our eyes. This will help our attention. And then again, breathing naturally and just focusing with just very thin attention on the breath. So we're not thinking, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Just really thin attention on our breath. All right, let's try again. All right. Stretch. You might notice too, whenever you try to meditate, maybe one time feels like your mind doesn't have many thoughts, and then other times it feels like you have a million thoughts, and it's like so hard to drop the thoughts. So it's really not about judging ourselves from session to session to say, oh, this was a good one, or this one was not great, or I felt distracted, or I felt really good this time. Meditation is not about, the point of meditation is not to like feel really good and feel blissed out. It's to create more spaciousness in our mind so that we can handle life and have, be able to deal with our emotions better, to be able to react to each situation with a more spacious mind. So again, we're not striving for perfection here. We're just striving for consistency in our practice. So showing up again and again to do this and to commit to a practice, and it will change every aspect of your life. It cannot, when we are able to rest our mind and create that spaciousness in our mind. So it really can make such an impact in our day-to-day life. So if we keep up with it and we're consistent, and again, we can start just 30 seconds, a minute, and then we just build it until we feel like, okay, we can hold our attention for a while. So don't have to dive into 10 minutes, don't have to dive into 45 minutes. We can just start where we're at. So with that, we're just going to do a really short one to finish off. And then we have some traditional closing prayers that we do here. So we kind of, at the end, take the virtue and the merit of our practice, whatever we do here, whatever we're doing, meditation or a longer practice, and we always dedicate it for the benefit of all. So that's what these 3 prayers are on the back. So we'll do that after we're just going to finish off with 3 minutes. All right, here we go. All right. Well, on the back of our page here, we're going to do closing prayers together. Let me put them up on the screen. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Throughout my many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue I've accomplished, including the merit generated by this practice and all that I'll ever attain, this I offer for the welfare of sentient beings. May sickness, war, famine, and suffering be decrees for every being, while their wisdom and compassion increase in this and every future life. May clearly perceive all experiences to be as insubstantial as the dream fabric of the night, and instantly awaken to perceive the pure wisdom display in the arising of every phenomenon. May I quickly attain enlightenment in order to work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas altogether, whatever kind of motivation you have, whatever kind of beneficial action, whatever kind of wishing prayers, whatever kind of omniscience, whatever kind of life accomplishment, whatever kind of benevolent power, and whatever kind of immense wisdom you have. Similarly, I, who have come in the same way to benefit beings, pray to attain these qualities. By this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May their minds be filled with the nectar of virtue. In this way, may all causes resulting in suffering be extinguished, and only the light of compassion shine throughout all realms. Thank you all so much for coming, and thank you anyone online. I can't see who you are, but I know there are people watching. So if you'd like more resources throughout the week, we have a YouTube channel, and just Kunzang Peo Choling, so the name of the temple here. And we have a meditation playlist. So if you are looking for more teachings on meditation, different types of meditation, and kind of just tools to help you do meditation on your own time as well, those are always there for you. So, and then we always stream this live, and we're here on Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So yeah, and then if you want to stick around, we're doing the next thing here is the drum circle at 11:30. So that's across the street at the big, beautiful Guru Rinpoche statue at the top of the steps. So yeah, I'll be there. So thank you all. And thank you online. And